Anna's not coming, you said.
Anna, no,
She's at market.
Oh,
she's
that's
on her
right.
way
Saw her
home.
yesterday.
She's on her way home, but she won't be home.
Oh, she's at market?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then BW sick and had fever, so I told him not to worry about coming.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
need
no,
to.
he's probably just, he did the same thing, he probably is a little hungover.
Okay.
Not the exact same one.
Oh, he was on a trip?
Yeah,
all the
but
kids.
different boat.
Oh, different boat?
Different boat.
Oh, well, he got sick from his trip, I guess.
He probably did a little drink.
I don't know, it's not,
Cousin
okay,
Belle.
everybody get a copy of their minutes. Everybody got a
short and
copy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, alright. So, Robin's went to voicemail, so I'm gonna assume that she's either gonna be late or not come, but we do have a quorum, so. It is, 5:40, so we'll go ahead and open the meeting. In case anyone else wants to go eat spaghetti. Paul's already had his. John's supposed to come pick ours up, so we're good.
Bob's picking ours up.
Oh, so, anyway, we'll
Didn't have
say.
nobody pick mine up, I'd go.
Okay, we're gonna say the pledge and we'll get started, y'all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And, we have no one that's going to speak. We already have people signed up. If anybody else comes in, we'll have them signed, but you already got the
Oh,
sheet,
my God.
right? Okay, so, I'll cut you.
One more. You said 6?
Oh, no, I said 5.
Well, it said six.
Did it say 6?
So
Maybe
you
it
know
was
what?
6. Okay.
But I'll
All right,
read it.
so, there's no one to speak, so we'll go down to the consent agenda. I'll give you time to, read over your minutes real quickly. And, then we'll look at accepting them
Are
as
you at work
presented.
tomorrow? Are you at work tomorrow?
I didn't work tomorrow.
I will bring it to you then, cause
Okay.
I didn't get it out of my secret stash.
That's fine.
There's mine, Mark, yeah.
Thank you.
Stuff that
Here's
you
$1,
done to me.
I'll owe you a 5 tomorrow. Down my bank account.
Kelly knows how to collect money.
Okay. Um. Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion.
All right, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? All right, so the financials are next. Your revenue income, from hotel occupancy tax, the, $12,406.34, was taken in, but that was, we run, like a month behind, so that was what was collected in November, and it shows up in December. And, well, I'll go ahead and present this instead of now. So this $12,000, so we're $32,466.89, or 23.69% into our budget.
Okay, so our interest income was $900.
No, that's revenue from the visitor center, that $900. And so, it's still showing, but it's showing as a minus because it's going into his own account
Oh, that's
to
right.
pay the building,
Right.
since we have no hot tax going towards the building. So it's still just showing up of revenue, so it's $900 of revenue through November for the building. So, there's
So
two.
our new year started September 1,
No, October 1.
October 1, October, November, and so we're 22% into the budget for just 2 months.
Right,
That's pretty good.
yes.
Okay.
So that's, subtotals on that. As far as expenses, a lot of our expenses came out, for advertising and publications, cause we had big expenses on, the commercial that was run, the 30-minute program that was run, so, all of our newspaper ads, because they only pay bills like every other week, sometimes a week gets thrown over, so.
Newspaper ads.
Did I say newspaper? I meant TV ads, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Commercials.
Commercials, TV ads, and print. Print as in magazines, I'm sorry. So, $19,426 was spent on advertising for December, but part of it came in from November too. So we are $39,312 in at 38% of our budget. The payroll, everything else is running good. Office supplies and printing, that is office supplies, for Danielle and other things we need. The toilet tissue and all things like that are being paid by the city, not by us. So we're not having any of those expenses. Muni Service collects our hot tax for us, the phone and the internet, and then, Social Security. And the, membership dues and fees are what we pay, for our, hotel, motel out of Austin, the THLA. So we're 37% into the budget. Any questions on that? And we don't have, many, bills coming in for this month except, because we're waiting on Anderson. We did get Anderson's first, bill, which is a third of their fee, and it came in at $6,293, and that will be an expense to show next month. Did
Well,
you wanna
it's a
copy
third of their
that?
fee and their,
Oh, per
travel,
diem.
and their,
Yeah, the per diem.
yeah, their travel
Did you wanna
expenses.
copy that, Paul? I'm sorry. So that's a third, and we'll talk more about that when we get to, reports. So, that's the presentation of this. Do I hear a motion to accept as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll
Hear a
second it.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Alright, so the next thing on the agenda is to consider, approve, or accept the new contract for the revision of the TCV building, which, I did talk to Robin and I did talk to Danielle. The new contract is not completely finished yet. Hopefully, she was gonna work on it this weekend. We should have this week. I will send a copy out to everybody so that you can read it ahead of time before next meeting. We really need to have a vote on it next meeting because we need to raise the rent on the building in order for it to sustain itself. So, we should have that. Next is the update on the hot tax. The hot tax, when it came in for December, which is really November's hot tax, it was $10,024, which will show up as income for next month. It was $3,000 less than last year at this time, but in November, we only had four weekends, the way the months fell between November, December, and the time, so, it didn't,
We had a shorter Christmas
it was
season.
a shorter Christmas season, so I do not feel, badly about that because the graph is showing that we are going up, so, we are still bringing in more hot tax than really expected. We do have a new B&B that opened in December. I've talked to Avenue, and I've talked to the people about getting registered. The people that are, we had two people that were behind on their hot tax. I notified them, they paid. So everyone is current. I was 3 times out to the new Oyo hotel to meet the new owner out there to make sure he understood the idea of hot tax. I've yet to meet him, but I
And
have
they're
left.
still behind.
I have left them information. Well, they were current before they changed over, so it's the new guy I've got to talk to, so, anyway. But everybody else is doing well. Even a couple people, I sent them notices just 'cause, and they said, I remember, I got it. Okay. So, if anybody out there, since you're videoing this, knows of a B&B inside the city limits that is opening, or Airbnb or anything like that, we need to know immediately, because we need them to sign up with Avenue Insight and pay their hot tax. If they're in the city limits, they have to pay hot tax. So if you know of anybody, or anybody out there knows of anybody, if you'll ask me by messenger or email or whatever about hot tax collections for them, I will get on it immediately. So,
That's our new B&B.
Turner Cottages, the lady that bought Richard Turner's house. Her name is Jill Hall. She lives out part-time here and part-time in Hawaii. Her husband is in Hawaii, so they're back and forth. And so they have redone the little cottages and are renting them. And so she's our new B&B. So, Miss Robin, we've already passed you up, but we'll go back.
Pretty good.
I
That is
said
just
that
fine.
you weren't finished yet, but as soon as you got finished, you would send a copy to everybody to look at. Do you have anything else you want to say about the new contract?
No, not really.
Okay.
Other than, once these prices are, it'll double, it will double. And that's not like a huge increase.
No.
No,
But it will double just from what Danielle was able to send me. I said, send me what you got, so let's make sure we're even close, cause if we're not, we're still working on the pricing. And we actually are, so, what you guys got as a proposed last time, we've actually changed that pretty much again.
Okay.
We did meet, we were able to meet in December, and we met for about 3 hours. Oh, nothing but that again.
It's hard.
It is. And Pam knows she was at the, I mean, it was hard to get where we got then. And we went back, like, wait a minute. What we've gotta do is we've got to see, because we've got 2 different pricing, we gotta start from the bottom and see where we can make a
Right.
profit. Then go from the top number. And since I think other places have gone up since we even had met then, we took that in consideration, cause we didn't wanna be over either anybody else. But anyway, that being said, I did update a spreadsheet for Danielle, over the weekend, just to kinda look to see where she's at now.
Okay.
And which I think, you know,
Good, because, I mean, we are rented
Dollar
every weekend in February. We have a couple in March, with a lady in the other day, renting for a wedding. I mean, our rentals are doing well.
yeah, that
But we haven't hit the
the
new,
dollar,
we haven't hit,
the
we haven't hit the
money's
new
not there.
process. The money's not
That's
there
right.
yet.
So
Absolutely.
based on, if, say everybody rented like what she's got so far for 2021, you know, it could be a $10,000 difference in the
And the city
of
needs
what we
that.
made. Yes, they do.
And we could have used all the money that has kept this building going, but anyway, it's on the upswing. Okay. And you'll let everybody have that
Yeah, I
before
mean,
the
this
next
is like the
meeting.
bylaw thing, you know, and
Okay.
I'm not even gonna promise that again. I'm
Okay.
just saying the prices will go up 2021, and that's what everybody out there needs to know.
Oh, 2020.
2021, really, it's too late for 2020.
Okay.
She's got bookings from now until December 2020.
I mean, a lot of people have already booked
Yeah.
and,
I know.
So
yeah,
20,
so-
and it wouldn't mean, some of them had already booked back in fall.
Yeah.
That far in advance, but regardless, it's not to keep them from booking for 2021, it's
that's
just,
right.
the price will be different. Even if they wanna reserve a date, the price will be different. Not a whole lot, but everything's got to increase,
That's right.
Yes.
so.
Because we need to get new tables for here and things like that. I mean, we need to have some money to update, so. All right,
Yeah.
thanks, Robin. Update on the city logo. I know Anna is working on it, but she's not here, so I have nothing really concrete to present. The, update on the Anderson Group, we did get, their bill for their, trip, which is, if you look at the project fee, it is 1/3 of their project fee, plus, the per diem and the mileage, and, so they will, be back again. I haven't heard anything about their when or anything like that as far as where they are on our proposal or anything like that. They said mid-January. I hope we'll get something next week for sure. Update on the signage. I know that Anna said they had a meeting. Christy, you did go to that, correct? Do you have anything that can help us out with that? What?
I know the signs on the ground, I saw that this afternoon.
Oh, no, really?
Oh, which, the ones out, oh,
Yeah,
they got
it was
blown.
mowed down from the storm.
Mine got,
wow.
mine got hit by a
Her
tree.
sign that her house got mowed down by a tree.
Well, and, Anna voting them signs down too, all those billboards out by
Oh,
Excel all on the
really?
ground.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
see,
okay.
I wondered.
And
I
our
saw
city
one.
signs on the ground.
Oh,
Well,
gosh,
there you go.
okay. So,
Yeah, the
what
one
other
that-
good
right
things
there.
did y'all do about signs for the
It's all
city?
down.
I mean, is there anything you can share with us from your meeting?
We're just, BW was gonna talk to Bubba, and, I mean, we talked about the signs on both ends of town and putting a sign over Jefferson Street. And people will check on cost, and we're meeting again on the 17th, I think, this week.
Okay.
I think Thursday.
All right, well,
Oh,
good.
no, one of those days.
And the idea there is to look at maybe new signage coming into, from the north and the south, and then there are some, people, myself, I think it'd be kinda neat to have something over Jefferson Street from the, new, station there, SEPCO.
What was BW going to talk to the mayor about?
About what he had in mind about funding.
For it. An update on the Christmas season for the city. I really have to, thank, again, Joe McDonald's crew took down the tree for me this past week. Mary Nash and I undecorated it with the help of, one of Anna's young people that works with her, Nate Ames. He got the highest stuff that he could. We got the rest. We got it undecorated. Then Joe's guys came and took the tree down. And then, at some point the city picked it up for storage. So,
And it looked beautiful.
well, it turned out really, really well. I have talked to several merchants who said they had a fabulous Christmas season. I talked to several restaurant owners that said they, had a really good season.
Our commercial ran right up to Christmas, and now we've reverted back to the generic commercial. But
I haven't heard any complaints. You know, if someone has one, I guess that they'll please send me an email on it or anything like that. But I think the Christmas season went well. I would hope next year that maybe even more people would put up lights, maybe lights on their building. We had some buildings that put lights up on their building. I know Paul did, I know Annie Skinner's did, and there were some others that put up the lights on their building. If we can, you know, just get more people to do that, that would be really, really great. So, you know, I think it was a good season. New business, okay, update on advertising, Pam.
Okay, so yeah, we ran our Christmas commercial right up until Christmas, and then we reverted back to our previous commercial, which we're running now on all three demographic areas. And the only print we're doing right now is we're gonna continue Bus Tour Magazine, Southern Traveler, and Ride Texas. So I'm getting ready to work on those ads. They're due pretty soon. And then we're just waiting on Anderson to give us their recommendations on promoting, you know, on marketing the city, so.
What about, TV, people going to TV to promote their events and everything like that? Who do we need to do something? Does Mardi Gras need to go do something, or anybody else? Do we need to schedule anybody in?
We will, yes, we do. So we've got a couple of events coming up. We've done Kathy's, well, her events this weekend. And so after that, we have Mardi Gras. So we can send some Mardi Gras people over to the NBC station in Shreveport if they wanna.
If you wanna get in touch with Amanda Turner, she's the president of the crew Phoebe board.
And see if she'll,
Yeah,
be able to
she
go.
can, she'll
Okay.
get with who needs to, Kim Cannon's also doing, she's on the crew too, and she's actually even in Shreveport, so. But,
Yeah, she can
Who?
get up early and get there. Kim Cannon.
and,
I don't
so
have-
just check with Amanda, and I'll send her I'll send her contact number to you.
Yes, send it to me and then I'll send her something.
Okay, in March, is there anything?
I'm
Got the-
sorry guys, I just got back, so I haven't had much
Hollis
time
has
to
the new
look at
Jeep
those.
show.
Huh?
The Jeep show at the end of March.
There's a Jeep?
Yep.
I haven't heard about this. Tell me about this.
It's the 21st, I think.
Of March?
Yeah, they just approved the street closure
Who's in charge
Thursday.
of it?
Hollis.
Hawks. Okay.
I remember Jeeps being here last year. They didn't have a show, but there were Jeeps in town. Isn't
Yeah.
that
Is
kinda-
it for the day?
Okay.
Is it one day?
I think so. I think it's I think it's a Friday night, Friday into Saturday, like they normally. Encouraging them to come in Friday night and going to Saturday. I think is what he's doing. I think. I didn't see the event app. I
Are
just
these like vintage Jeeps?
no.
or-
It's
No, just
Jeep
Oh, I
Clubs.
remember he did it last year.
Yeah, there was some
There was
there
some
last year.
Jeeps.
They had
last
some
year.
in here last year, yeah, and he's
Yes.
got that.
There were some really neat Jeeps I've never seen before.
Okay, and then in April, I know there's the new Thomas Jefferson event. It's Thomas Jefferson birthday.
That's a chamber event, isn't
No,
Is it
Jim
Jim?
McIntosh is,
Oh, Jim?
and
Okay. I
Ashley
saw
are putting it on.
it? An email from the chamber on it, I think.
Yeah, no, it's not a chamber event. They're Jim and Ashley and I'm not sure who else are putting that on. It's gonna be a mac and cheese bake-off and sale and, kinda like a cake and pie auction. It's gonna be like an auction on Saturday afternoon for mac and cheese. And then, they have someone coming from back east that is supposed to be a fabulous Thomas Jefferson impersonator. Several people said they'd seen him in other states. He's going to go into the schools, I think, on Friday, do entertainment and a dinner on Friday night, Saturday, do some other things in the morning, and then do the mac and cheese event that afternoon and something that night. So Jim McIntosh is who we need to get in contact for that.
Okay, so right now, today on my way into town, I posted, holidays on our Instagram page, holidays on the bayou for Mardi Gras, and I posted the wedding expo.
Cause that's in January or February, the wedding expo.
Yeah, it's coming up.
January.
It's February 1st.
Okay.
And, if anybody has an event, you know, that they've got a digital poster of that gives the information and so forth, they can send it to me. And I'll give out my cell phone number, I download it, and then I put it on the city's Instagram page.
Cool.
Any business, if you've got an open house, anything, cause you know, and that keeps our Instagram fresh. You know, I posted tons of stuff during Christmas, you know, cause different businesses were doing things. And we're getting a lot of traction now
Good.
from our Instagram page. And so, and we can also post it on our city Facebook page too. I can do it at the same time. But I need to know about it, you know, like the Jeep thing, if Hollis has a digital, you know,
No idea.
if,
You
you
got
know.
the quilt
I-
show weekend after next, right?
Yeah, the quilt show, we got that. Have you got?
I don't have a digital of the quilt show. I have postcards.
And also that same thing,
Yeah.
the museum's doing a quilt show on that
Just
same
the antique,
the
yeah, they're
antique
doing,
club.
to
Display.
show the antique show.
People have,
Same
you know, people have to send me
I'll
that
tell
stuff.
them.
They
I'll
have to
tell them
send it to
that.
Danielle or I, cause Danielle will forward it to me too,
Okay.
but I can't, you know, I can't guess,
Right.
so.
Well,
I have
I'm
a crystal ball, but it only works at Halloween.
Well, I'm sure he's got something on the Jeep show that he could, you know.
I'm sure he
yeah.
does. But like on
So-
the wedding expo, it's got the date, it's got where, it's got all the information. And I've had to go back to people who've sent me stuff and it'll just say, you know, such and such. When, where, how, you know, I need to know, you have to have all the information in a digital poster. And I don't create the digital posters. You have to send
I'll
it to
have
me.
Jim send you one for the,
And then the
Thomas
Thomas Jefferson event.
Yeah.
And then we have History Haunts and Legends coming up again in April.
And Outlaw Nationals,
and the what?
Outlaw
Outlaw
Nationals.
Nationals.
the big car show.
And
I
when is
usually
that
send
now?
stuff to Danielle.
That's April.
When? I'm sorry.
April
April,
2019.
17th
Seven-
and 18th.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we need to get that, okay.
And I'll go back to the city count. I've been out of touch
And
a
the
little
new
bit.
Jeffersonian is coming out, tomorrow, I hope, or the next day. I had Danielle work starting last October on the calendar of events and putting in any new ones that we knew were coming up. I don't know if we got the Jeep show in there, I don't know.
He just did it.
But I do know we've got the tractor show and everything, and it's really, she did a really good job. And she's sending it out to all of our digital advertisers that have it. And so it's all ready, so it's like she can send it out quarterly or even yearly to them, cause it's all ready and all there, and who's gonna be it. And
It's like the Texas events calendar and so forth, because we, you know, we belong to that, and they have 3 different websites. The Texas Tourism has 3 different websites, and so that's what Danielle's keeping up with for the digital. She's putting it in their calendar.
Is she putting those on the city calendar?
Oh
that's on
yeah,
the-
that goes
Oh,
on the
yeah,
city
yeah.
calendar too.
The other thing I'm going to ask her to do is run copies of it off of her computer so that we can get it to all the businesses so they have no excuse to say, I didn't know there was an event and my street's closed. So they can look at it ahead of time and make some other suggestions to their people coming or whatever as to parking. So, if we can, you know, get copies of those and get them, to, you know, businesses, then they should know,
Well,
so
city-
there should be no,
City tourism website is up to date,
some people don't.
and they
So-
need to look at it occasionally.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, so I do have that, cause I know there's been some hard feelings, and I'd like to, us to all work together and not,
Fine.
you know, be upset with each other. And the last thing, it's gonna be a short meeting, is a big thank you once again to Joe and his crew for the help with the tree, putting it up, taking it down, everything like that. We couldn't have done without them. The ag department built the base for us. The city generously paid for that. We didn't pay for it out of hot tax. And I think it was great. It was a great venue for pictures and everything like that. So, unless someone else has something else to say.
Did Danielle have any updates? She's not here.
Well, she did tell me, yes, that we are booked all the way through February. We're booked through February. We have bookings in March. We have bookings in April and May. I mean, she has bookings through like June. And our number of tourists, people that come in is growing. We have a lot of people that come in and ask. And she is really good about telling people. Zach's really good on Saturday. She is working this Saturday because of this big event to make sure everything goes well. We have extra staff, the staff coming in extra to keep the restrooms clean and everything like that. We have our new bags. I'll show
Those
you
are
our
new
new
swag
bags. These are our new swag bags. They're
Nice.
These
I
are
like
new
it.
swag bags. It's not white, they get dirty really fast. I got a dark color anybody has something and they need to, a swag bag, call me and we'll see what we can do about getting them for you. So, items to be considered for next meeting, the contract, Anderson, hopefully we'll have something concrete from them. And then we'll just, do our signage and everything like that. And if you hear of any B&Bs, please, Airbnbs, anything, let me know. Because it's not fair for several or most of our B&Bs to pay and keep us going and other people not to do it. Airbnbs will collect your state tax, they will not collect the city tax. So I really have to be vigilant about getting them to pay our city tax. So, anything else? Okay, it is 6:10.